Jeff Frank. We have a guest today, but before I get to that, let's shout out our Alpha Patreon members, Jeff Frank himself, Bruce Willis, Barbarian Arm Wrestling, Ready Go Garb, Brian Kerner, and Ready Go Solutions. Now, we got one big announcement to make before we get into introducing our special guest, and that is the fact that, I think we might have just lost the whole feed here, you guys. That is the fact that we have made this show the official show of the TAL, the Total Arm Wrestling League. So that's the announcement. Our guest today needs no announcement. Monster Michael Todd, how are you doing today, brother?
I'm blessed, young man. I'm blessed. Excited about some left arm trading. You know what I'm saying?
You better be excited about some left arm trading because you guys want to get right into the match announcement.
We can do whatever you want.
I mean, it's out there. It's out there. The match announcement is out there. So let's talk about it. Jeff, you made a match at an upcoming event. Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was, it came together pretty well. I've been talking to Robbie Topi there for quite some time, and I really wanted to bring the TAL down to the States and do something down there. And I was talking to Robbie and talking to Cody Merritt, and that match came to fruition. And so we talked about holding a venue there in Boise, Idaho at Big Al's. And Michael Todd reached out to me on Messenger, and we started talking about potential matchups. And I gave old Big Len Houghton a call there, asked him how his left was feeling. He said, like an oak tree. I said, okay.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Huh?
I didn't know it felt like an oak tree. I may have to reconsider.
So he said his left's feeling like an oak tree. And I said, oh, okay, well, that's really good. How do you feel about Michael Todd? And Len, in his old friendly fashion, he's like, yeah, man. Yeah, I want that one. Then he phoned me back an hour later, and he's like Monster Michael Todd? And so I said, yeah, the Michael Todd. Well, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it,
buddy. So you got, Michael, how are you feeling about the match, man? I mean, left arm, what have you been up to?
Man, okay, so my left arm, ever since it came apart 10 years ago, has been suspect. You know, sometimes there's no pain and it feels really good. And sometimes there's a lot of pain and it feels really, really bad, right? So I've got, Corey and I, the gorilla Corey West, who had an amazing performance last Saturday. He and I have been training together consistently for a year and a half now, like twice a week. This kid was driving an hour and 15 minutes each way to just get in here, and not even table time, just to work out with me. So because of that, my left has gotten better in other areas, not just my shoulder press, right? Because I can shoulder press pretty effectively against Corey, so I just don't do that in practice. So we're always outside pulling, drag hooking, whatever. So it's forced my left arm to get some sticky spots that it used to may not have. So my left feels pretty decent now. And I contribute that training with Corey. Corey is someone who is he's only 30 years old, and he was basically too naive to know that he wasn't supposed to be able to do the workouts that I was doing. Like, first month he couldn't do them, and then after about a month or so, he's like, hey, I think we should go up 10 pounds. I'm like, okay. And before you know it, we're lifting weights I've never lifted before, and he's doing them right there with me, with blood flow restrictions. So that kid both of us have leveled up since we've been able to train together. So as far as how my left feels, I don't know how like if I had to pull somebody elite today, how well would I do? I don't necessarily know. But, here we got like 9 weeks to this match. I expect my left arm to be ready for some top-notch competition, by the time this match comes around. So I'm good. I've got a few tournaments I'm going to hit now since, the WAL season has been canceled. I did that Texas tournament, the other TAL, the Texas Arm Wrestling League. I did that September, I guess, what day was that? September, what shit day was that? September 12th, I think. Yeah. And I was nervous like a first-time arm wrestler. Dude, I was like not sick in my stomach and just like, oh, shit, I just want to go home. And it just felt great to get back out there. So I want to get back to arm wrestling. I don't care if it's a county fair or if it's the world championships. I want to get back out there and just arm wrestle and have that camaraderie and the after pulling and just fun times and chit chatting. And that's where I'm at right now.
Excellent.
So you got Len Houghton. Now, how much do you know about Len? Because Len is
He's a great dude. I've known him for years. Known of him. Big old burly fella. I tried to pull up some footage of him, and really all I ever saw was some right-handed matches. There may be one left-handed match I found. It was just it was the day I talked to Jeff. I was like, Len Houghton, YouTube. So I found like 4 matches or something, and I think I saw a good match with him and Mike Gould. And
funny you should mention that, because when I go back into my YouTube analytics in the back, it's got my top 3 videos, and for the past 2 weeks, consistently number 3 is Mike Gould versus Len Houghton, left-handed.
Oh wow, I haven't seen that. So that's on your footage?
That's on my channel.
Well,
it's
there you go. That's how I'm
old
find
video.
It.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just know Len is a good dude. I looked him up. I think he's 8 to 9 years older than me, maybe. Big fella. I think we're gonna have a good time. I think we're gonna have a good event, and I look forward to it.
Yeah, no, and I really appreciate you coming out, Michael. That means a lot. It's going to be an honor to have you. And I think, there's lots of people messaging me from Utah and Oregon and down in California that are going to be attending this. So I think it'll be a really good turnout. And I really look forward to it. The Cody Merritt, Robbie Topi match should be good. And then Ali Hamadia and Justin Bishop will be another real good match. And I know, Len took some time off with his left hand, but at my last TAL event, he started pulling left, and he looked really solid. He was beating up on everybody again. So yeah, I think he's training hard, and he's really excited to do this.
Cool deal. Hey, did you talk to Corey today? Because he said he's going to reach out to you.
No, I haven't seen nothing from Corey, but I have been meaning to get a hold of him.
What are you guys talking about? What's happening with Corey? What are you doing, Jeff? What do you got in the works here?
Well, you, Mr. Ryan Espey.
What? Me? What are you talking about?
I wish. Okay, so obviously, when I say I wish, I always stop immediately and say, I wish I had $1 billion. Because if I wish that you got to arm wrestle Corey and that happened, I'm going to be pissed that I didn't wish for $1 billion. So I always correct that with, I wish for $1 billion. But I would like to see you and Corey. But yeah, if COVID wasn't going, I said COVID.
Okay.
We just also think.
I think you can get away with it once or twice. You can't get away with it.
That wasn't going on. You didn't have to quarantine. I would really like to see that match. Obviously, you're going to be the favorite. I'm just telling you that kid's, if he stays injury free, genuinely has limitless potential.
Yeah, Matt Mask and I watched his videos last night from your event, and I mean the level of competition he was going against there with Bretta Chandler, Tony Tomlinson, BJ Vokakis. Like, I mean, man, he looks big and he looks extremely strong. He's staying tight. He's looking really good.
Yeah, November it will be 4 years. This November will be 4 years since he first got on the table.
These new guys, man.
Yeah.
They're coming along a lot faster than back in our day.
Absolutely, but it's so much easier. When we were kids, we were kids when we started, right?
Yeah.
I was 17 years old when I got into this thing. I mean, you were waiting for a flyer to come in the mail. There was no way to find out, to go study arm wrestling. You had to get with another guy and figure it out. Now you can just YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can do anything now. It's so much easier to become a high-level arm wrestler, because I try to explain to people all the time. People, well, so about this, I'm like, dude, I have no idea. It's been 6 months since I've arm wrestled that guy. 6 months, if someone's dedicated, they can be a whole new dude in 6 months,
I had a subscription to Armbender, and I had to phone Denise and give her my address to mail out the flyer.
Right.
Yeah. Right. It was brutal. And then David Devoto came around with one of the... Did you know that you're on one of the oldest YouTube arm wrestling channels there is? This started in 2008, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We didn't do much back then. Anyway, you got Len, and this is for the Masters left.
It's for the oldest heck dude belt. But
So
that Masters belt looks just as good as the open belt.
It's the same belt. It's just, it's got a little more.
There's old dude on it.
Heritage behind it.
Yeah, this is for.
No, I'm telling you, don't hold a division that I qualify for and expect me not to enter. As soon as I turn 50, I'm entering all that shit. I'm entering everything. Grandmasters, Master. I'm the guy that's going to fill this house full of trophies. I am a trophy whore. I'm telling you, I mean, as soon as he showed me it was for a belt, I'm like, hell yeah. But I also like those marble trophies. Everything he did at his last event, I'm like, I'm down for that. So yeah, hopefully I'm successful. I do well. Sorry, Len. I hope I win. But and then I'll start chasing some other belts. I'm down with it. As long as WL lets me, I'll do it all.
So, I mean, let's talk future here. Let's say you get over on Len. What's next?
Hey, I'm going to interrupt you here. I know what's next. Ryan, you've come out and said that you want to pull Michael Todd left-handed for the TAL Masters belt, correct?
Hey, how about you do this? You let him pull Mark for the open belt. Let him, if he can beat Mark, get that, and then we unify the open and the Masters. If I win.
We're being very presumptuous because
that's a lot of presumptions. I'm just
neither one of us may have the belt.
But I don't even have a belt yet. I got to get through Len. Like I may have to trick him somehow. Sliding some money, do a Travis Bajent, sliding some money on the table or something. I don't know. I'm down.
Yeah. So, presumably speaking, if not looking ahead and not overshadowing Len, but let's say you beat Len, you hold the Masters belt. Ryan has said that he would like that match, correct?
Absolutely. Like I'm sick of not arm wrestling. Like it's kind of pissing me off sitting here and just training and not sure what I'm getting ready for.
Fair enough.
So I mean, yeah,
no, I'm 100% down, dude. We've never got to pull left-handed, have we?
Never.
Like we were both. You were at UAL 8, right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, so people don't remember. I had a phenomenal day left-handed that day. I just couldn't beat John left-handed. Like I flashed Mike Gould, I flashed Jerry Cataretta, I flashed Robbie Topi. I mean, it was ready to go smacking. The only match I didn't flash somebody was what's the dude's name from like Utah or Idaho? Darker complected John.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't remember his name. Good dude though. He's in my phone. I can't remember I can't think of his name. Really good dude.
Oh, I know. Hold on a sec here.
And that wasn't the name. I'm trying to think of it. Either way, like he was my first match of the day, and I got into like a drug out hook match, but apparently that's what I needed to warm my arm up because I flashed everybody else, except for John. John took my wrist.
Yeah.
I had a great day that day.
UAL 8 was funny for me because I was just starting to put muscle and weight back on after my Visalis journey when I went down to 242. And, I didn't feel the best. I did okay, but I think I lost to Mike, and I think I lost to Mike Gould for sure. I don't recall who my other loss was.
Yeah. I think I might have flashed Eric Wafel. Was Eric Wafel that day too? I think he was.
Eric was there that day.
Yeah, I smacked him too. Like I was ready to go. I was smacking the shit out of everybody. But yeah, I mean, so here's the deal. Me versus you, honestly, if you're at your best, I'm at my best left. I don't know. I don't like my chances against you left-handed as much as I like Corey's chances against you left-handed, because Corey's hand and wrist are stronger than mine, and I'm going to have to force you into. I mean, you have so much post and back pressure, and top, riser, and I don't have that left hand. I have a really fast shoulder press. Or if I sneak a hook, if I can settle you down into a hook, I think I may get you in trouble. But it's getting that position. I may not be able to get that position. Corey has a thick, meaty enough hand to where he would be able to match you back pressure. My opinion, I believe so. I don't know for sure. But I mean, stylistically, that's where it comes down to. Styles make matches. But obviously, if I do make it past Len and you want a shot, I'll give it to you.
There you go. He's accepted it. Even though he's not the champ yet, he's accepted the title match.
I like it. I like all this talk, and I really got to figure out how to fit Corey West into this and what matchup to make with him. There's a guy in Utah, and I don't know if either one of you have heard of him. His name is Kevin Butte.
I've heard of him.
Kevin, long-levered, 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, I don't know. Cody Merritt has been really wanting me to, pushing this guy, and I don't know anything about him. I did a little bit of research, but how does he match up with Corey? Or
so here's everything is going to be speculation, right? Because we don't know. But in my opinion, Corey's a level ahead of him, and that's taking nothing away from Kevin. I've known Kevin for years. Haven't seen a lot out of Kevin. I saw him pull a AAA Nationals a few years back, maybe. I think somewhere. I think that's the last time I saw him. Now, I'm sure he's active. Now I'm gonna be Corey's manager for a minute and say I need a name. Like I either need somebody ranked ahead of him, left-handed, or right-handed, or a name. Someone that when Corey wins, it does something for his stock. Like, you have mentioned a name. You have mentioned a name that is amazing, and I'm not sure Corey can win. But I've mentioned it to him, and he would be up for it.
And that's Corey West and Ryan Espey.
No, he'll kill Ryan. I'm just kidding. No, that Richard Lupke's right-handed match.
Oh, the one I mentioned to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
that's the thing, though, because Richard, like Mike Gould beat Richard in a hook, right? So that's, in my opinion, unless you have a phenomenal top row and a lot of speed, that's your only option. Because Ryan's pulled Richard, and it's hard to get. I mean, you beat him the last time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's hard to get out of his hand.
And if Richard's 100%, man, that's a tall order for. You saw what he did to Dennis. Like, it's.
Dude, did you see what he did to Robbie Burnett last year?
Mm-hmm.
At that Hinton U.S. Open, International Pro-Am in Hinton, Oklahoma? Like, just held him like this and, like, bam, bam, you know what I'm saying? And then 2 months later, he goes and wins the Mississippi State, and he gets ranked 7th or something in North America. And Richard's not even ranked. But it's because Robbie had a good performance after losing to Richard. But people discount Richard. They forget about him for some reason.
They often not do that.
So strong, but to me, that's a name. You know, it doesn't help Corey in the rankings because Richard's not ranked. But that's a tall order for somebody. And Richard's just an awesome dude. I like hanging out with him.
Yeah. You throw Richard into any event and it changes the outcome.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's
any event.
I mean, I went ahead and I guess I popped this surprise and run it, but Corey and I talked about it, and he would be up for that.
Okay, well, I'll get a hold of Shirley today, and then I'll call.
Maybe you need to talk to Corey first. I mean, just confirm that what I'm saying is not bullshit. You know.
Just make it 3 or later, Jeff.
What's that?
Make it TAL 3.
No. This is going to go down in Idaho.
Oh, geez, he's doing it right away. Okay.
All right, so here's even a better one. What is your? I'm just all over the place. Your TAL 3, TAL 4. Do you have locations for those yet?
Yeah. Okay. So TAL 2, Boise, Idaho. TAL 3 is in Edmonton, Alberta. That is BLM and Dallas Langston 2, Sam Popker, Akash Kumar, and I got Harley Marchant, Brianna Anderson. I got Curtis Cameron and Chuck Young. And TAL 4 will be marked. That's February 6th. So TAL 4 is in Red Deer, Alberta. That's March 27th. That is Lachlan Adair, Todd Hutchings, Ryan Bowen.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yes, Ryan Bowen, Joe Fox, Ryan Espey, BJ Fokakis, Jonathan Williams, and Jonathan Thompson versus Jody Williams.
I love those
matches. TAL 5 in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Is that what you said?
I had scheduled it for Portage La Prairie, Manitoba, but Arkansas is very attractive to me.
Come on.
There's a pretty good arm wrestler guy that lives there, and I mean, he's a pretty good promoter too. So I think y'all could work something out.
And so we can flip a hell of an after party, I hear.
Dude, seriously, that was awesome. I'm so blessed. The new gym, and I was going to take the camera around. Like, we did this through brand partnerships. I got different local businesses to partner with me, hoping that, believing that my brand will continue to grow, which in turn get them a return on their investment for their partnership. But this new addition has just been a blessing that we had 50-something people here, garage doors open, 6 arm wrestling tables. I mean, it's just awesome, man. Great time.
I like it, and I'm saying TAL 5 will be in Arkansas. TAL 6 will do in Portage La Prairie. Now we're getting close to the big one, TAL 8, which is the Red Deer Charity Classic, which is a huge international event. We got people coming from 13 different countries. So, that pretty much takes care of the first 8 events of TAL.
No, that's awesome, dude.
All right.
The thing is, it's hard for me to speak for future events because I have no idea what's going to go on with the WAL. Obviously they're letting me, have a little freedom right now because, their season's canceled, right? So 2021, they may have a huge push. That doesn't mean we still couldn't hold the TAL 5.
Exactly.
It's just whether or not I would be signing autographs or top rolling people. You just don't know whether I'd be able to be involved or not.
And that's a good event in Arkansas to fly Ryan Espey down against Corey West.
Yeah, I mean, that's a ways away, but I like it.
I mean,
what, May or something?
Yeah, we're looking at we're looking at all these events coming up. You know, the world should be kind of reopening by then. We will presumptively, right? And then we have, you know, the WAL, the possibility of the next season. I'm going to assume that I'm not going to have any left-handed matches going on in World Arm Wrestling League. I think that's probably a safe assumption. Yeah, I'm down.
I think that's the case. Now, I felt like had this season not been canceled, 2021 would have been the introduction of left-handed arm wrestling. I have no basis to state that as a fact. I just, the way I felt things were moving. So, I mean, I doubt since this season was canceled that they would open up left next year. I think they'd be ready just to get back to some competition. So I think you're right. I don't think either one of us will have a left-handed match, you know.
And I think that, you know, the old saying, a rising tide raises all ships, right? So I hope WAL adopts those principles and allows TAL to thrive. If you,
absolutely.
Well,
if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I'll say this right now: anything that I've been doing with Jamie, he's been really, really good to deal with. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. When I spoke to him, when I talked to him personally, he had nothing but good things to say about you. So
yeah.
And Jeff, maybe there's opportunities for you to partner with them. So, but you have those conversations. All right, what else we got, guys? The World Arm Wrestling League's not doing anything. We haven't heard much.
PAL, Zloty Tour. What do y'all think? You think it's going to happen? You don't think it's going to happen?
Man, I don't know, Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know. If it does, I'm going. I'll say that.
Well, see, currently right now, U.S. citizens aren't allowed in Poland. We can't even travel there.
Yeah.
Borders are closed. So, I mean, I don't know if Canada's available to go, but all I do is because we have airline miles on our Delta. That's enough for us to fly a round trip to Europe, right? And Curtis, I'm keeping the beard to get a lot. Well, then I'm gonna have the longest beard in the world because I'm never losing. Yeah, so we always just look online to like what countries could we go to. Like currently, right now, we can go to Ukraine. Like if I want to go vacation in Ukraine, I can go there. But there's only a handful of places that are open as far as Europe goes for us.
Yeah, it's you know Zloty might be a 2021 thing, but yeah, I mean I really wanted to go. There was a group of us that were wanted to travel together and go down there, but yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm gonna think that anything PAL or Zloty probably won't happen in 2020, most likely.
Yeah, I mean the way things are looking, I mean, I'm sure we'll know something this month as far as whether the Zloty Tour is going to be able to move forward or be postponed completely.
Well, there's a ton of marquee matches for that card, right?
Oh my God. Okay, so on that, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, you go ahead. We're going to talk about those matches. Let's talk about them.
Dave Chafee, Levan. What do you think?
Man, Levan looks so powerful, but he looks so unrefined. You know what I mean? Like there's loose spots in there I see. And everyone else thinks that he's just going to blow through everybody. I don't think he is. I think Chafee looks incredible right now. Like the guy looks, and I don't want to sound like the guy that's complimenting somebody for how huge they look, but Chafee looks powerful.
Oh my God, he just looks so strong. But in my opinion, on Levan, I think Levan is a very refined arm wrestler because he hasn't always been this 380-pound monster, right? He was 220, whatever. And you go back and watch some of his older matches, his technique was good. His transitions are good. He does have a few areas that I think that are vulnerable for attack. Now, I'm not going to say weak. I'm just going to say vulnerable for attack, like because I don't think he has anything that's weak. I tell people on a scale of if you had 10 strength factors, he probably has me beat in 8 or 9 of them. But the 1 or 2 that I may have him beat in are enough for me to get the win, in my opinion. We don't know anything because we haven't gripped him. All we've seen is what he did last year. So it's very easy to think he's just superhuman strength. But in my opinion, the difference between him and Simplinkov cannot be that great. And Simplinkov couldn't run through me. So it's hard for me to believe. And Simplinkov couldn't run through Dave. So it's hard for me to believe, like, Pushkar flashed Dave. But that's because Pushkar had high hand and a lot of power and a very explosive hit. I don't see those things in Levan. I see him being fast is a normal fast, but not extremely fast. I see him being explosive, normal explosive, but not extremely explosive. You see what I'm saying? So I think he stops the match. I think Watts and Dave has got as good a chance as anybody, in my opinion. Probably better chances. Dave's got a very good chance, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't see Levan as being as technical. So I think Dave's got a good chance, and it sure would kill some momentum over there if Dave pulled out that win.
It would be very like I'm front row, edge of my seat watching that match.
Yeah. I'll stay up till whatever time it is,
Dude,
probably 5 a.m, and watching that match.
Absolutely, and I think Dave's got a chance of top rolling. I don't think Dave has to go inside. I think Dave has a chance of top rolling. He's got a long enough lever, big enough hand.
Is he going to try that though?
Did you see him pull Dimitri Trubin a few years back? Yeah, it's 2016, I guess.
Yeah.
No, 2017. My bad. He forced Dimitri to try to hook him by like round 3 or 4. Like a top roller was forced to try to hook Dave because he was getting top rolled. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people just forget what Dave has an arsenal. He's not just a one-trick pony. He's a very powerful individual, but we forget he's got gorilla-looking arms. Like those things hang down to his knees, and his hands are huge. So he won't be at as much of a disadvantage against Levan as far as pure size that a lot of people are when they go against him.
Yeah.
And maybe even now Dave has learned the King's move with his match with Devin.
I was going to say, as long as he leaves his King's move at home, because it's not the best.
Well, I mean, that match, you got to respect Devin for just willing to die on the table in that match, But Dave made some technical errors. He never just, when he had him all the way out, if he could have just lunged forward, even if he got a foul, right? Put some wear and tear on Devin's arm, press it, straighten it out, make it get pinned. People don't think about that. Once you stretch a guy's arm out and pin it, that thing's more subject to get pinned again, But I mean, not just stretch this way. If you would have came in and pressed that way, I mean, you got to do what you got to do in a match of that caliber. But Devin got into Dave's head pretty bad, There was a lot of jockeying, a lot of fatigue in the setup, a lot of just wouldn't let go of Dave's hand, Devin's a master at that, so...
Yeah, I was going to ask you that, Michael. How speaking to you directly, how do you deal with somebody like Devin at the table that's constantly talking, trying to get into your head? What's your angle there when somebody's doing that to you?
Okay, so in 2018, in my opinion, from the moment I saw Devin at the WL 406, I was in that dude's head so bad it was ridiculous. Because Devin was like, hey, man, let me feel it. I'm like, oh, you'll feel it in a couple of days. And every single time we even saw each other, he reached to try to grab my hand. I'm like, nah, you'll feel it in a couple of days. And then he was talking all this smack, and you can see the videos and Neil Pickup's YouTube. And I'm just laughing it off and doing whatever. And I didn't let it, get to me at all. 15 minutes before our match, Devin's like, come on, let me feel it. I'm like, nah, you'll feel it in a few minutes. He goes, you're not going to let me do it? I'm like, no, man, we'll be out there. So everything that he tried to do to get in my head, I just reversed on him, right? And leading into that, now this may never happen again, but at that particular event, I was 100% in Devin's head. So I saw Devin being a heavier guy, right? Devin was 225. Devin's known for endurance. I used to be a believer that Devin had the best endurance in the world. Then I realized that he got the best positions during the match where he didn't have to put out max effort. So it appeared that he had better endurance, but he just had better positioning, better leverage. So I felt like if I could stretch him out and get him exposed where he's having to work during the match as much as I'm having to work, he'll gas before I would. But also, if you watched him pull Matt Mask, if you watched him pull Jerry Caderet, you could see him breathing heavily. That 268 pounds was heavy on him, 266, whatever it was. It was heavy. He couldn't breathe as well. So I knew that the minute and a half we have in between each round, if I didn't go sit down, if I didn't go to my corner, if I came right back to the table, him being the alpha male, special forces badass that he is, there's no way his pride would allow him to sit in a chair while his opponent's at the table calling him up there. So, I mean, he was up back to the table 30, 45 seconds every time. I mean, and if you go back and watch round 4, where he just got the pin, he's gassed laying on the table, and I'm just smiling. And then he's sitting down. I'm like, why are you sitting down? And you got Max Tobin going, it was after round 3, honey. Round 4 when he flashback. Yeah, but it's in between, Rebecca's over here. In between rounds 3 and 4, Max Tobin's like, come on, Devin, show him who you are. So his own cornerman encouraged him to get back up there before the minute and a half's up. I'm like, thanks so much. That's awesome. I mean, he just fell right into what I wanted. And then, you got Jody on the side going, running away is your specialty. And I'm just like, no, winning's my specialty. I mean, it's just, But I don't know how long. I don't know if I'll be able to do that next time we pull. You know, I don't know if I'll be able to get into Devin's head. I think a lot of that Rebecca did really well on the hype leading up to it. You know, because all the social media shit. Because he just runt Matt Mask, right? And at 405, Matt just got on
Exactly.
it. You know what I'm saying? Between 405 and 406, we had so much content to throw back there at him that Rebecca was doing like the practice where I was smacking like 15 times in a row, and Rebecca finishes it with a baby crying. It was awesome, you know. So all that was fun. That was good and fun. But I don't know. Devin is a master. I don't necessarily try to get into people's head. I just be me. And most of the time, if I'm pulling an opponent, not like Devin, because Devin is very versatile. If I'm pulling a power arm wrestler, once the match stops, I'm immediately in their head because like, oh shit, and I'm like, ooh, great, you know, because my confidence goes through the roof, and they're just like, oh damn, you know, because once the match stops, I'm normally going to figure out a way to just, you know, bleed you out and transition around and beat you. But that was a long answer, and I don't even know if I answered it correctly.
Yeah. I think it was awesome. I think it was a great answer. It was good. It was good insight because what Devin has done to so many other people, you did not fall for, which is the whole gripping up and finding the spot before the match even starts.
Yeah, so like, as far as how I do with that, I just don't let him do it.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't even close my I'm like, oh, you can't start that way. Bart, you can't start like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just, you know, instead of getting mad, I'm just calm about it. You know, straight, just, dude, man, you can't start like that, you know? So so it's not taking any energy out of me, and he's still trying to fight for what he's doing. Even though he's not really fighting, it's a little bit extra he's having to spend that I'm not spending because I'm just loose.
Well, how many times have we seen Devin before a match when he says, let me feel it, let me feel it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and then we see footage of that. And yeah, he did it to Dennis, and it backfired.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he did Wagner Bortolotto too, right?
Yeah, definitely backfired with Wagner. I mean,
that match was over the second they gripped up the night before.
Oh, 100%.
It was.
Devin knew exactly where he was going to go, what he was going to do. He knew he had a gap. But yeah, you're right. It did backfire on Dennis though bad.
Oh yeah. Then he figured out that Dennis had too much, and it's like, oh shit.
So, Michael, does Rebecca arm wrestle?
Rebecca has won 7 national titles from 2015 through 2018.
Okay.
But she officially retired December 8th of 2018.
I have a feeling, Rebecca, if you're there, you're about to get asked for a match.
I'm sitting here thinking, well, Rebecca versus Jody Laird.
Yeah, everybody's trying to set that up. So I actually talked to her the other day. I had one of my female clients who I'm training just for her transformation program, whose her brother has made it to a couple arm wrestling practices, and she's like, I think I want to learn how to arm wrestle. And Rebecca doesn't want to get on the table with her. She just arm wrestling's not her thing. She did it. She loves supporting me and Ryan. She loves to watch us, but her arm wrestling days are over.
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, the hype around that match would be something spectacular.
She actually talked about it last year, like briefly after the WAO finals. She's like, maybe I'm going to train. We talked to Sarah about coming up and training her, and but that was in the moment, thing Rebecca said, and then it was like 30 minutes later, she's like, no, I'm not doing that. It was probably not 30 minutes, but it was like shortly thereafter. She's like, no, I don't want it that bad. Because, to train for arm wrestling is a lot of dedication. People who are not arm wrestlers don't realize what you have to do to be good at arm wrestling. I have people message me all the time. Oh, I've been arm wrestling 6 months. How do I get to your level? Arm wrestle 29 more years. What I'm saying?
Yeah. Find a club and stick with it for 10 or 15 years and see where you're at.
Right. But yeah, that would be a cool match, though, just the hype around it.
Jeffrey, what else you got?
Well, I was going to start asking Michael, what does his 9 weeks look like for training has left from now up until December 5th? What kind of exercises are you going to focus on? What are you going to do to build that left hand up?
All right, so I always train both arms equally, right? This past season, I only did because I trained with the art arm handle, and I was too cheap to buy 2 handles. So it was too much trouble for me to take the art arm off and put the left arm on in between my circuits as I'm timing everything. So I really only just did a lot of right-handed cable pulls. I did everything else right and left, wrist rolls, all that, but I only did right-handed cable pulls. I finally went on Amazon and paid $11 and got a set. It literally was $11 that I could have, So now I have, but we broke it the other day. We got a video coming out. So that one-arm cable thing that I was doing with the 275 pounds, well, Chandler was here. Well, no one's even the heaviest anyone else has pulled other than me was 225. And it was Corey. So we just started 180. Then we went to 215. Then we went to, and Rebecca's like, y'all go up 10 pounds. And Chandler's like, no, put a quarter on there. So we go to 240. I pin it. He pins it. Oh, what's the most you've ever done? I'm like 275. So I throw a 35 on there. And should I tell the story or just wait for the video to come out?
Oh, you can tell him that Rebecca does what?
Oh, Rebecca tells me, don't do that. You're going to get hurt.
I feel like another hurt.
She goes, I feel like another hurt video is coming. And so I grabbed this 275. And 275 is an astronomical amount of weight for a single pulley, right? And I go to pin it, and it doesn't pin quite. And I get it, I pin it, boom. But I'm not real pleased with the pin, so I go to do it again. The fucking thing snaps. I fall full force back to the ground. Chris says I missed the Olympic barbell by about 2 inches from cracking the back of my head. So yeah, that's gonna be a funny video. Except I kind of told the story already. What's gonna happen? But yeah, so that pulley, since I snapped that one, so now I gotta go on Amazon and buy another set. But at least it's only $11. So left hand, what I'm gonna do? So I told you I had a stem cell benefactor back in January. I had someone donate me like $25,000 worth of stem cells. 1 unit in my wrist, two of my elbow here, 2 of my elbow here. He also gave me cytokines and exosomes. So cytokines and exosomes will basically inject them and they'll go in and they'll target healing whoever your body needs it. So whatever your body needs, it kind of turns into that and heals it. Well, I started as soon as I accepted the match, I was like, honey, make me up some cytokines. So I took me some cytokines. I'm going to take those every 7 days leading up to it. Basically, it's just to get my elbow healthy. If I can get my left elbow healthy, I'm confident in what I'm going to do. My training won't change much. The one thing that's different now with the new training facility than what I had previously, used to I came out here and did my workouts and went right back in. So you saw me out in the gym about 20 minutes a day. Now, except for cardio. My morning starts, so maybe 30 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes for a weight training. I was back in the house laying in bed. Because we have 2 king-size beds for our bed. We just do 2 king-size beds together. So we got a 6.5 foot by 12 foot bed because we got 4 dogs and 4 grandkids. We just a big bed. And I'm lazy. So I just hang out in bed a lot. But now with this new facility, I can catch myself out here, you know, with the arm handle. If you put it on the cheap handle I got from Amazon, it's nylon with a piece of plastic, the 1-inch piece of plastic, you just attach the handle to it. Well, I got on there and because it can move inside that handle, I did 10 shoulder presses, 10 drag hooks, 10 top rolls, because the handle will move inside that. So it's just very, very fluid. So I just started doing that the other day. I mean, it's just going to be normal stuff. I would like my right hand and wrist is world class. Like my riser, my pronation. I don't have those same tools with this hand, you know. So I would like to get this thing thicker. I don't ever do grippers like this or heavy grippers, but I do take like an average gripper and turn my wrist like this and crank it, you know. So I'll probably be doing, you know, a couple hundred of those a day, you know, just walking around the house. Nothing that I haven't already done, but I'm gonna prep for this match. I'm gonna prep for this match like it's a world title match.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I needed it. I thank you for this opportunity because I needed something because my ass was about to get fat as shit. You know what I'm saying? It was about to go south quick. Because I mean, remember Ryan and I've talked throughout the year, and there's some times I sent you some pictures. He's like, dude, Michael Todd looks like a bodybuilder. Fuck, like I was in good shape.
Yeah.
But I mean, the match coming up was a big match. I mean, pulling Devin, legacy match, big important match. So I was 100% focused, treat myself like an athlete. Well, I mean, we went to Vegas for anniversary. I gained 18 pounds in 4 days. I mean,
wow.
And I wasn't depleted before I started eating. You know, I just eating clean, and then I was eating like shit. And then I came home and I dropped back down 15 of the 18, stayed there. We go down to Daniel Mosier's for a big practice, so we're going to cheat that night and then cheat all day Sunday on the way home. Well, that turned into we had leftover food on Monday, so I ate Monday. We ate healthy Tuesday. Then I ate bad Tuesday. We ate healthy Wednesday, and Rebecca's like, you know, I still want some chips and salsa. So we just ate bad Thursday. Like I gained another 19 pounds, you know. So and then all of a sudden, my back got jacked up last week because my hip came out. My hips will slip sometimes, and it'll just seize up my lower back. So I got a steroid pack, a steroid shot, so like prednisone or whatever. I was like 20 pounds heavy Monday. I was like, what the fuck? I was like 280. I'm like, how the hell did that happen, you know? And fortunately, I'm down like 10 pounds from then. But all this to say, having a match like this to prep for keeps me treating myself like an athlete. Because I'm 1 meal away from never eating right again, and I'm more workout today from never working out. I'm a 500 to 600 pound bedridden dude in like 6 months if I quit arm wrestling.
So what's your target weight you're going to come in at on December 5th?
350. No, I'm just, I don't know, man. I mean, I was talking to Corey the other day. I said, do I want to be the ripped, and I got ab veins right now, but I got some puffy, lower back area, right? So do I want to be like 255, 260 and all pretty, or do I want to be 275 and still see my abs and still be fit? I don't know. It's all going to be clean eating. It's just, am I eating clean at 3,000 calories or I'm eating clean at 6,000 calories?
Because
right.
Len Houghton is just basically a older version of Corey West, and both similar in size. I think Len's probably 320 pounds and just
Corey's
built
420.
really. Pardon me.
Corey's 420.
Holy no.
Holy smokes!
Yeah,
So,
he's a little bigger. What I'm saying, he's a big boy.
he's like Corey West. I've never, man. I was telling Matt last night, like I don't know if I've ever seen anybody so thick. Like just from, man, Corey West is a thick dude, man.
Yeah, tell me about Len though. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just had to.
I was just saying, yeah, he'll be coming in about 320. He's kind of style or got a similar body style. He's a thick boy, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see it go down. I'm
excited about it, man. I really like. I am coming in to win. I mean, obviously and I'm coming in to win in impressive fashion. That's my objective. That was my same objective with Jerry. It didn't happen. What I'm saying? Like, I'm going to sweep this dude 3-0. It's going to be really easy. Rebecca's like, that is not what you told me was going to happen. I don't know what's going on, but you told me you was going to win 3-0. So she was all stressed out at the Jerry match. So I do that sometimes. Like, I predict dominant victory, and then I just barely squeak by just a little bit, But that is my plan. My plan is to come in and win in impressive fashion, and then hopefully there's a left-handed tournament, and I get to pull Robbie and Cody and move up the rankings in the tournament,
And there certainly will be.
Rebecca's telling me I can't pull a tournament after a super match. I will try to convince her. I have epically failed with that. So I pulled in Sweden 2018, 3 weeks after I pulled Devin. And I won against their overall champion or whatever. But round 5 or 6, whatever the last round was, the promoter asked me to make it look good. So I just let him jump all over me, right? Stretch me out, jump all over me. I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, oh, that's a cool medal. I think I want to enter the tournament, which was like 3 hours later. I got busted. I had the Kings move like the lightest dude there, to win. I was like, holy shit. It was horrible because my arm just, apparently it's like when you bench 500 pounds in the AM and then you finish off with a bunch of reps, a good workout, and you come back in the PM, you're like, dude, I'm a badass dude. And then 405 crushes you. It's like, you think you're strong, but you're really not that strong. So she's telling me not to pull a tournament after a super match, but I most likely will pull a tournament after a super match.
This is me respectively asking Rebecca, please let Michael pull the tournament.
Hey, what type of trophy do we have? That's going to be a deciding factor. Tell me about the trophy.
I think I did think I sent you a picture of the trophies. They'll be exactly the same.
Oh, same.
So they're really nice. They're custom TAL trophies with a nice marble base.
On a separate note, so this is for the championship belt. I'm assuming that's the only trophy, unless you have one of those really cool acrylic super match champion Len Houghton, Michael Todd things that you did on the other one. Is it just the belt?
No. That you get one of those. Those are glass. They're really, really nice. And you'll have to.
They will say on it. It's what it says on the trophy. I'm sorry.
Yes, absolutely. You'll get one of those if you win.
Rebecca was chastising me because she thought I was talking about myself in the third person. I was like, no, that's what the trophy would say. No, so those are glass. Those are awesome.
Yeah, they're really nice. And then, all custom. It'll be Michael Todd versus Len Houghton, winner, TAL2.
Cool. Like I said, I mean, I may, Len might run right through me, but I'm going to come in there. If he beats me, he's going to beat the best, most prepared version of me. So.
Awesome. And this promoter here better not ask you to make it look good if you get into the later rounds of the tournament.
No, I'm telling you, dude, if I can win convincingly, as boring as that might be for people, I'm winning convincingly so that I have enough left to pull the tournament,
Yeah. And it would make me, take a hard swallow if I saw you just blow through all those guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I'll
And
be
then
slipping them some money on the table.
Yeah. Tell me about. I have one question I need to ask you about.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Training. Let's go.
One question. Now that is, you guys are big on blood flow restriction. What is the purpose of, and a lot of people won't know anything about this, what is the purpose of restricting blood flow when you're doing your training?
Obviously, it's going to increase your VO2 max, right? But it's the pump. It's the pump. It's learning to deal with an excruciating pump. So many arm wrestlers were like, man, if my hand wouldn't have got pumped, I would have won. Well, how about you train with your hand pumped? You know what I'm saying? Prepare for worst case scenario. My training philosophy has always been prepare for the worst possible case scenario. So if it happens, you're ready for it. And if it doesn't, it's just icing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I do all my pronation, rope pulling, all that shit once my hand's completely pumped.
Right.
So to me, it just feels I go back to that Rambo 2. You know, when the guy's talking about John Rambo, he's like, whatever you call hell, he calls home. I choose to live in hell in my training. So when it happens on competition day, I'm at home, you know? I'm not worried about it.
I love it. And on that note, man, we appreciate you coming on today, Michael.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
Happy to be here. Thank you, guys.
And I can't wait to see you pull in TAL. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to the future, seeing what we can maybe do at the next event after that. But
hey, Jeff, is it cool if I bring like King's Move shirts and Todd's, Monster Rocket Todd tank tops to sell and shit?
100%.
Wait.
Michael, before you go, Phil Braun's Barbarian Arm Wrestling told me he has something to send you. So if you're comfortable, shoot me a message, private message with your address, and he will send you some stuff down.
Dude, I love it. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Right on. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you, and good luck in the training, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah. God bless. Thank you for having me.
See you December